Well, no apology. Right? Because we are not other people. Am I making sense at all? I'll give you an example. This is our 10th year. Are you aware some of our lands, in 10 years, the buyers have not seen the land? And in 10 years, there have been 2 security men guiding the land. In 10 years, without failing. In 10 years, we've had to fence it around. In 10 years, we fought against land grabbers, all manner to protect their land. How many estates do that? Right? And 10 years later, some people who are owing us, we say, you know what, we'll buy the land back. Because you are owing us. How many real estate companies can do that? So you must understand what you stand for. And many developers, many realtors have gone to jail because of this same thing I'm talking about. Because you rush to sell for people who don't even know what they are doing. True or false? They don't even know what they are doing. And at the end of the day, there's so much losses that has happened. The customer cannot chase them because they are big men and big women. Who are they chasing? You. Because I hope you know, the biggest crime you can have in Nigeria is to be small. By default, in Nigeria, they say nature attacks the weak. True or false? I watched a bird, true story. The bird had 4 children and killed one of the child. Right? I said, I watched it today, I said, I have to read why. I've heard of the story that some do that if the bird is weak, so that there is enough resources to take care of the rest. Now, this particular bird, I don't know whether that was also the reason. Because the one he decided to attack didn't look weak. But I need to know that nature, life, attacks the weak. Forget the social media stories. When you play victim even on social media, you still be attacked. Are you aware? There can be a bit of cho-cho-cho-cho up and down against those who are coming after you. But after a while, everybody forgets you. And you are still the victim, long term. So you must understand that to have a strategy of cheap, I sell cheap, is not in your interest, long term. It reduces how much commission you make, true or false, and it also allows you to attract the kind of customers that give you a headache, true or false. How many of us know that our richer customers hardly give us a headache? They don't even want people to know they bought such a property. Who knows what I'm talking about? Those who invest $1 million, $2 million with me don't even, if I ever mention that this person did, that's the day we're in trouble. But it's the ones that bought $10,000. You know Stephen Akintayo? Oh, you know, I invested with him, you know. I just supported his business, you know. We're one of the big investors. It's only when you ask him, how much did you actually invest? Sometimes I hear people tell me, oh, do you know so person? I say, yeah, he works with shares. I say, oh, really? I'm not sure I know him that much. He said, but he said he invested with you. And then I'm asking people in the office, did this person invest? I said, no. But don't use my name, brag. You invested in Stephen, you know. We love what he's doing. We need to support our own. Meanwhile, the big clientele, we not even want anybody to know. So you need to step up your game. Are we together now? If you're going to sell billions, to connect with people at a higher level. So I'll share this story with you. Many years ago, a few years ago actually, I think 3 years ago, I decided to announce on my social media platform. I said, from today, if you are buying less than $1 million, you must not chat me up for property. If you do, I will block you. Call my office, call my staff. I don't do transaction less than $1 million. What do you expect? On social media, they started attacking me. Arrogant. Hey, what has he even achieved? Who does he think he is? But guess what? The millionaires started entering my DM. They said, oh, nice one. Do you have a property worth $5 million? Yes! Now we are talking. Are we learning at all? Yes. So you have to be bold enough to what? To differentiate who you are and what you sell and what you stand for. So, do you want to sell $1 billion? Is what I call value added services. In form of honor. So honor your clientele with value-added services. How many of you got at least 10 clients last year in property business? Raise your hand. 10. You got 10. Okay? 10 clients, just few of us. 5 clients last year. You had at least 5 customers that paid. I need this room to improve. 5 customers that paid, raise your hand. Okay? Good. Can you look for something to do, value-added services for them this year? Has nothing to do with real estate. Right? But we add value to their what? To their lives. Am I making sense at all? I remember I learned this from one of my relations. Right, my auntie's husband. Her husband was a branch manager of a bank in Ibadan. Of course, I followed him to meet a former chief judge of Oyo State, who later eventually became my in-law, because my older brother married his daughter in a way. But at that point, I didn't know him. I was meeting for the first time. And my uncle, went there. On our way, he had to buy the man Richard card. He's quite elderly. He bought Richard card, account officer, buying Richard card. Right? He bought this, he bought that, and then we met him. Of course, it was at the day we were also now to do the wedding of my older brother, and then I realized that it was still the same man we were meeting. And then this, my auntie's husband said, he planned the entire wedding, account officer. Are we learning at all? Yes. What was that? Value-added services. Of course, honor through value what? Added services. Because technically he became the man's accountant. The man's, are we learning at all? The man's treasurer and all of that. Look for something you can do. And this can't be generic. It has to be customized. Sit down and think of the 5 customers you serviced last year. The 10 customers you service, I say, what can I offer that it probably have cost them money to have somebody do it, but I will offer to do it for free as a value-added service. This way, I will always be in their front. You see, it is politicians, what do they call it, lobbyists that do this well. Who knows what I'm talking about? Yeah. Lobbyists will always be everywhere the politician is. You know what I'm talking about? He's doing naming, he's there. The politician is going to Abuja, you just say, Chairman, welcome. I've been trying to welcome you from the airport. He just wants to be in the face of that governor. Because he knows at some point, he will remember to say, okay, let's give this thing to this person. We're learning at all. Yes. So when you can offer something unique, are you aware some of this something unique can just be prayers? Are you aware? Yes. Some of this something unique can be counsel. Are you aware some of this something unique can be taking up mentorship for their own younger children? I realize that most of my wealthy, bonds and people I know, when they meet me, you know what I remind them of? May my son be like Stephen one day. So the biggest value I can offer many of them is if their children are around, I draw them close. Say, how are you? What are you doing? See me in the office. Are we learning at all? Yes. And provide some form of what? Mentorship for their children. And that just make them love me for life. We're learning here. Yes. So think of a value-added service. Now, I've shared about gifts as well. How many people have you serviced in your course of being a realtor? He said, I've sold 200 houses. I said, that's easy. Do you have the 200 contacts of those people? He said, you know, some, I'm not the direct agent, I'm indirect. I said, can you reach the direct agent that you have a gift for the clients and get all of them number? He said, yeah. Right? I said, get them a gift, and in that gift, put an invitation for a private meeting about your real estate development project. Right? Today, of all my mentees, he's the one that spoiled me with gifts because he's on his 4th estate. He so used the thing, it worked. He overused it now for me. You know, got me about 7 agbadas, 7 shoes. I'm like, Oga, I know I taught you, but this is too much. Right? Because it worked wonders. That's also another strategy as well. If you can't figure out a value-added services, right? Think of a unique gift to offer them. And unique gifts may not be pricing. It may not be expensive. Just something useful, something they will use. I know one of my mentors, hear this. People have given him Rolls Royce. They're all in the store. He has never even opened the box of the Rolls Royce. Talk less of wearing it. Right? But I got him a tailor to sew him a fitted shirt. And since that time, most time he's coming for anything I do. He said, I'm wearing your suit. Now, compare Rolex to a suit. Are we learning here now? Now, between the person who offers Rolex and me that offers suit, who comes to his mind more? Cheaper, but better. So when we say gifts, don't always go, you know, oh, luxury. No. Are you aware if you use glasses, it may just be to order some frame, colorful, beautiful frame. Right? If it's old school, a frame that is not too flashy, because if you go and somebody is serving, now you and I know you are your own. But the same way you see give them a black frame, right? But if you see it's different, and they will still want to use it. Are we learning here? Yes. Are we sure we're learning? Yeah. Number 1, value-added services through honor. Number 2, are we ready? Yes. And this is very, very important, this number 2. You need to figure out, and I talked about it in part 1 training, your niche, right? Even though you are a realtor, one of the biggest mistakes you can make as a realtor is to be too generalistic. I said, do you have cheap property? I sell. Expensive property? I sell. Do you sell in Abulegba? I sell. Do you sell in Ikoyi? I sell. At the beginning of your business, your leverage is uniqueness. At the beginning of your business, your leverage is what? Unique. And what makes you unique is to pick a niche. Are you going to pick the cheap niche? That's okay, there's nothing wrong. You say, I'm the guy to come to when it's cheap. I will just advise you, if you go that niche, have police as your friend. Because you have enough customer that will come and use police to whack you at some point. Right? There's nothing wrong with the mass market. The only problem with the mass market is that they will drag your name at some point. Who knows what I'm talking about? Right? They will. It's just normal. Right? It's a